All right, so welcome everyone. I'm James Gignac, a volunteer and owner with Chicago Market. I want to welcome you tonight. This is our second workshop that um, in a series that we're putting together for the Chicago Market community. And previously we did container gardening. Tonight is desk yoga and other strategies that we're going to learn about to release online fatigue and just improve our relaxation and well-being. So we're planning some more workshops coming up. We are going to do one on kitchen skills, and that's going to include knife skills, how to long-term storage for herbs and produce, some spice tips, and just other helpful things around the kitchen. We are also looking at doing a cocktail demonstration using some syrups and bitters. So some summer recipes from one of our local vendors, and potentially some other things like kickboxing or truffle making. So just a variety of experiences that we can enjoy. Um, So I also wanted to mention that if you enjoy these workshops and would like to support Chicago Market in producing them and pursuing our goal of opening a grocery store, we wanted to let you know that the market now has a donation feature. So if you're interested in supporting our co-op in that way, we will put a link to the donation page in the chat, and certainly appreciate your support. So for our agenda tonight, we're going to start with a brief introduction and update on Chicago Market. And then we'll turn it over to Cindy, take us through some desk yoga and other relaxation techniques. And as I said, we'll have time for question and answer in the recording around 8 o'clock. And then if folks want to stay on and chat, we can do that as well. So with that, let me turn it over to Grant Kessler, and he's the president of Chicago Market Board of Directors, to give us a brief update.
Awesome. Thanks, James. And thanks everybody for being here. I did drop a couple of links into the chat already in support of James's comments, so watch for those. It's great to have you all here, and I know we have a mix of owners and non-owners. So for all of you owners who are participating tonight, thank you for being here. And to non-owners, it's great to meet you and get exposed to you. And we want to take a minute to tell you a little bit about what Chicago Market is, the folks behind this super cool event tonight. We basically are a group of people in the community who want a better grocery store, a better food community, and are working to build that cooperatively. We're a co-op grocery store, not yet open, but we're working on that part of it. It's a strong community of over 1,800 and I think 1,853 owners right now. Being a part of a co-op grocery store means you can own a piece of that grocery store. Are folks hearing me okay? I didn't check volume. Okay. And means you can be a part of that grocery store and own a piece of it. And some of the folks on this call do. And Cindy is a Chicago Market owner. It's great to have her here presenting. We will be a grocery store that champions local foods. We will be a grocery store that cares and thinks hard about sustainability efforts and that brings great local jobs to the community. COVID has shown us that the big food system has a lot of weaknesses and is pretty fragile. And we think that a smaller local and regional food system is more resilient, and co-ops generally are tapped into that local food distribution system, regional system, bringing food from our local farmers to you. So if COVID makes you nervous, a co-op is a fabulous solution to that. We'd love to have you take a look at our website to learn more. You've been there to register for this event. All these other links will get you there too. There is a thing at the bottom of most pages that will let you register for our newsletter and get updates from us. So I'd encourage you to go do that so you stay in touch with us. And I think I will leave it at that. I'll do one more plug. We also, in an effort to encourage people to get connected to their food supplier right now, we have a page, and I just put it up, called our Shop Local page, and it lists a bunch of the farmers and local food producers who are open we especially launched it right when COVID started, so people could figure out how to find their food during that really tough time in the very first couple of months. But it also lists open restaurants and partners and business partners of ours. So it's a great great resource to go see who's doing great things and who you should support right now, and who is supporting you by getting food to you. So stay tapped into your local food scene by checking out that couple of web pages. It includes Cindy, our presenter tonight. So with that, I will leave it at that and bounce it back to you, James and Cindy. Thanks for being here.
Great. Thanks, Grant. So yeah, let's turn it over to Cindy from Yoga Body Elements, and she can tell us a little bit about herself, her studio, and what she's going to present tonight. Cindy?
So I'm Cindy, and I own Yoga Body Elements, and that's a whole body wellness studio in Uptown. We're located at Broadway and Irving, and we do a lot of different collaborations. And yes, we are proud owners and part of the Chicago market. So I'm super happy to be here as a piece of wellness. In case I forget at the end, we are holding outdoor classes in the Sheridan lot, which is at Irving and Sheridan. So if you are wanting to get outside, we are social distancing with people can wear masks or not. And we also are doing virtual classes too. So, and you probably saw the promo for the festival that's happening this weekend. So with that, so we're going to do a little bit of desk yoga today. So I'm sure, I know I have, I didn't get into my profession to sit at a computer and look at screens. I wanted to be with bodies and people. So I've definitely had to go through my growth period with this as well. So, but there's a lot of great techniques. I am a licensed massage therapist, a Reiki practitioner, and then also the yoga instructor. And I was a former professional dancer. And that's actually what brought me to Chicago. And then I found my next phase of life, becoming a massage therapist, diving more into yoga and health and wellness, which led into having the studio. So I'm going to share a combination of those techniques with you tonight. So it looks like everybody is sitting in a chair, for those of you that I can see. So if you aren't sitting in a chair, you may try to sit in a chair. It might just be helpful for some of the techniques that I'm going to show tonight. So just go ahead and sit comfortably. And I'm going to just invite you to just rest your hands on your legs. And I'm short, so if your feet don't comfortably touch the ground, you might grab a pillow or something or a book to put your feet on, so that you can really feel your spine is supported. Another thing that I'm really encouraging people during this time is if you don't have like a super comfortable or supportive chair that you're working in, I would also take like a bed pillow or something and put that to the back of the chair, just to give you a little bit of extra support so you can keep your spine really lifted and we don't go into this like slouching position, which can happen after sitting at the computer for some time. And a tip I also like to share is if you find yourself sitting at the computer for some time, I always encourage people to set an alarm. If you have a hard time with space and time once you get into your work, I know I have that problem sometimes. If you set a timer on your phone, say every 20 or 30 minutes, to get up, to move around. Walks are really helpful right now, getting outside and being in nature. So maybe you set that time, just 5-minute walk around the block, come back and do your thing on the computer. And it'll just give your eyes also a nice break. So what we're gonna do is, I'm actually gonna go a little closer. You can stay in your chair. I'm gonna go a little closer to the screen so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. So we're gonna start with the head. We're gonna start with the face. Because when we allow our eyes to stay in that sagittal plane, it can kind of get some tension. So we want to increase blood flow circulation there. So you're gonna rub your hands together. If you need to sanitize your hands, you can grab some hand sanitizer if you'd like. And we're gonna just rub our hands together. So you're gonna start to create a little bit of heat. And then what I'll invite you to do is put your hands in front of your face. And you might feel warmth, you might feel tingling, but just to feel a sensation there, okay? And you might not feel anything at all, and that's fine too. And then we're gonna take our 10 fingers and we're gonna just start to rub our skull, right? So staring at computers a lot, we can sometimes get some tension in our brains, right? And so this can just help any type of massage. All it does is it increases blood flow and circulation. And that's what we want to maintain to support health. Okay, and then what we're going to do next is you're going to take your thumbs, and this is a little massage therapist technique. They ask, why don't your hands hurt after a massage? Well, you learn different techniques so that doesn't happen. But you're gonna wrap your index finger around your thumb. So if you feel like you have weak thumbs, this just protects your thumbs so you don't overextend your thumbs. And you can do this without the wrap thumbs. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just bring our thumbs to the middle of our forehead, and you're gonna just spread your forehead outward. It's like we're drawing 3 lines on our forehead. And we're gonna go to the middle, and then you're gonna just go above the eyebrows, yeah? And we're just gonna do this 3 sets here. So you're gonna go up near the hairline, and then to the middle, the forehead, and then just above the eyebrows. And then we'll just try that one more time. So hairline, the middle, and to just above the eyebrows. Yes. And then take your fingers, like little, almost like little pinchers. We're not gonna squeeze too hard, but you're gonna go to the middle of where your eyebrows come into your nose, and you're gonna just squeeze, like 4 squeezes, 2, 3, all the way out to the outer eyebrow. And you're gonna do that 3 times. There's a magic, 3 is a magic number. Good. And then what I'm going to ask you to do is you can use your 4 fingers. You could just use 3 fingers. Find your temples. And you're going to just make 3 circles going outside your eyes for 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to reverse 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to get into the jaw, right? So sometimes, like if we're stressed, there's a fascia connection from your jaw to your shoulders and your hips. And so what we're gonna do is your thumbs, we wanna find our upper and our lower jaw, and you're gonna find that muscle that's right there. It's the thickest muscle per circumference. The thickest and the strongest muscle per circumference in your body. And you're gonna just make some circles along that jaw, that masseter, and you might kind of find as you're massaging your jaw, you might be kind of rolling over something. Those are called trigger points. And rather now, instead of rolling over it, try to just hug your thumbs up against it and try 3 breaths. And then you might feel something release, and then try it again, just circling around that muscle where your upper and lower jaw meet. Press up against it and try 3 breaths. And you might let it release. And let's just do that one more time. You could even move your jaw side to side. And then just see if you can hug up against, you don't have to press too hard, but just where you feel something, right? Breathe into it. You might feel it release, you might not. That's okay. And then just kind of move your jaw around. You might already kind of feel more alert in your face, or feel more blood flow circulation happening there. Okay, and then from here, we're going to move back to my chair, and we're going to get into our upper body a little bit. So what I'm going to ask you to do is make a really relaxed wrist. you're gonna curl your fingers in and you're gonna make a really relaxed wrist. And we're gonna just do a little tap on the upper shoulder. You're gonna just kind of open up your traps, doing a little tap here. And then it's like you're going to wring out a dish rag. We're gonna just squeeze down that left arm all the way to the fingers, and then you're gonna do a pull. And we're gonna do that 3 times from your shoulder. You can stay in your chair. I'm just getting closer to the screen so you can see what I'm doing. Pull, and we'll do that one more time. Squeezing any tension in the arm, and just pull. And you're gonna do 3 brushes. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the right side. So get that really relaxed wrist and just tap. Doesn't have to be hard. Just kind of tapping there, waking up your traps. And then we're gonna squeeze that right arm for all the way down to the fingertips, and then pull. Do that 3 times. So these are great like self-massage techniques that you can do just to kind of know if you haven't been able to get in to see your massage therapist. These are great things your massage therapist will probably do for you that you can do for yourself, right? Okay, so once we've kind of woken up our arms, now we're gonna get into the rest of our body a little bit more. So sitting into that chair, go ahead and bring the pinky side of your hand right up to your hip crease. And you wanna try and pull your elbows back, and you wanna squeeze your shoulder blades together. The elbows are back almost as if you were leaning up against the wall. And we're gonna go into some head rolls here. So you're gonna bring your chin to your chest. And let's just do 2 head rolls to the left. So you're gonna just circle to the left, inhaling up to the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. And then let's go ahead and reverse. And if you're feeling any tension, I would, rather than rushing through it, just allow yourself to move a little slower and maybe even a smaller movement. And we're gonna end with our chin to our chest, and we're gonna do a neck release next. So chin is to your chest. You're gonna wrap the left arm over the top of the head and just gently draw your head to the left. Now, you can keep your right hand on your right thigh or at that hip crease, or use your right hand and grab the bottom of your chair or maybe the side of your chair, and then try to lift your spine up out of your pelvis. So we don't want to crank the neck to the right, but lift that right side of your head into your left hand. Another great opportunity to move your jaw around side to side or open close. And you can move the chin to the ceiling, chin to the earth. Just get a little extra stretch. Now, to bring the head up, we're going to bring the left fingertips to the left side of the head and slowly bring your head to center, keeping the neck muscles relaxed and released. Bring the pinky side of your hands up to your hip flexors again. Palms are facing up. Draw your shoulder blades back, draw your kidneys back. We're going to bow our chin to our chest. And then use that right forearm, bring it over the top of the head, and gently draw your head to the right. You get a gentle neck stretch, and it's common for one side to feel more open than the other. So just observing the information your body's giving you today. You lift the spine out of the pelvis. That left hand can hold the bottom of the chair or maybe the leg if you can't reach the bottom of the chair. And then try to move the chin to the ceiling, chin to the earth. Breathe into your neck. And maybe move that jaw. Okay, now bring your right hand to the right side of your head and slowly bring your head to center and release. And maybe just kind of shake your head out, shake your arms out, shake your hips out. Okay, next one we're gonna get into the legs a little bit. So we're going to gently pick up your left leg, and you can hold on to the hamstring. You might interlace your fingers underneath that hamstring, and we're going to do some ankle rotation. So rotating out that left ankle a few times each direction. And then what we're going to do is you might just stay here and hold your leg, or bring that left ankle on top of the right thigh. And this where it can be helpful if you have something underneath that right foot to help cross the leg. And don't be concerned if the leg doesn't cross all the way. So this might feel like enough for some of us, a good stretch. You might be feeling a lot here. Others might try to fold into that leg, like you're trying to touch your nose to your right knee. Or maybe you just get to your left toe. And if not today, that's okay. Again, that's why they call yoga a practice. We're not really trying to get anywhere, but we're just observing where we are today and where the body is today. If you folded forward, gently inhale, lift your spine up, and then set your left foot down. Let's try the other side, picking up your right. You can hold on to your right hamstring with one hand or both. And I'm just lifting my foot up a little higher so you can see what I'm doing. But you can let your foot hang down if that feels better. And so we're going to just rotate a few times one direction, and then taking time to reverse. And then we're going to cross our right ankle on top of our left thigh. Feel that hip stretch, maybe feel any difference. This could be enough, or some of us might fold into the leg. And it's always good to try at least 3 breaths, right? Your body will tell you if it's time to come up sooner. So just really listening to that for yourself. Okay, and when you're ready, inhale, come on up if you're still folding. All right. So from here, we're going to release the legs. And so now we're actually going to come up to standing. So go ahead and let yourself come up to standing off of your chair. And we can use that chair as a little bit of a balance bar. So one thing that you can do here is you can bring if you face away from the chair, the leg that's closer to the edge of the seat, you can see if you can bring your shin up on top of that seat of the chair. That feels supportive. I'm going to see how everybody's doing here. Yeah, and just try to breathe. Now, some of us that might be a little more flexible, you might actually try to catch that left foot in your left hand. But not required. Just try for a couple more breaths here. Everybody looks great. Okay, then when you're ready, just slide that right foot or left foot, whatever side you did, off the seat and go to the other side of your chair. So you're facing away from the seat of your chair. Hold on to the back edge of your chair for support and see if you can bring that shin that's closest to the front edge of your chair on the chair. So hopefully you get a little bit of quad stretch. And what's really important about this is if we're sitting in this space of flexion where our knees are bent for hours upon hours, some of us might feel the tightness in the front of our legs. Some of us might feel the tightness in the front of the back. And oftentimes when those get tight, we start to round forward. So this just helps to open up the front body. Some of you maybe have grabbed that right foot, but not required. And then go ahead and release the leg down. Now we're going to stay, actually, if you can come to the the right side of your chair. If you come to the right side of your chair, we're going to do a side stretch. So what we're going to do here is you're going to bring your left hand onto the chair, and the seat of the chair. And if you don't quite get to the seat, you might just hold to the back of the seat. You're going to bring your left hand onto the seat of the chair, and you're going to reach your right arm up towards the sky. So if there's any pain here, we want to, in the shoulder, we want to bring the right hand to hip. But really what we're feeling for is that stretch in the side body. If you want to get a little extra fancier here, you can lower that top arm down to touch the chair. And then inhale, reach that top arm up. Here's that magic of 3, so we'll do 2 more. And those of you that know triangle pose, you might actually try to spin those left toes out and the right toes in, and that might feel better on your hips too. Sometimes keeping the feet parallel feels best. Now, once you've done 3, go ahead and push into your right foot, lift up your spine, and come on up to standing. And then we're going to go to the other side of our chair. So again, take your feet a little wider than your hips. Your right hand is going to come down onto that, either the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, and then reach your left arm up. And then your choice if you have all 10 toes pointing forward, or spin your right toes out, left toes in. Now we can try that fold if you want to be fancy, bringing your left hand down to the seat. Inhale, breathing up. You could try 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. And 1 more. Exhale down. And inhale up. And then we're going to step back into that left leg. Inhale, lift the spine on up. Rotate the 10 toes forward and step your feet together. Now we're going to have a seat back on our chair. Okay, I'm going to lower my screen a little so you can see my legs a little better. Lock. We're going to do some warrior 2s. Yes, okay. So you don't need to see my head on this. It's more important to see my legs. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to step your left leg out, and you're going to reach your right leg back. So you're in like a warrior 2 stance. So you're sitting at the edge of your chair. And if you need to, you can hold on. So I've got my left leg forward, I've got my right leg back. You can hold on to the bottom of your chair. If I showed you from a side view, it would look like this, right? So hopefully what you're feeling is a stretch in your inner thigh and an opening in your lower back. Now you could reach that left arm up towards the sky. So here's that side stretch again. And then lower that left arm down. And then go ahead and bring your feet together, just square off your legs. And then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to open that right knee. We're going to reach our left leg back. So our left leg is straight, our right knee is bent. You might hold the edge of your chair for stability with that left hand. And then you could reach your right arm up towards the sky if you don't have any shoulder pain, right? And then slowly, gently lower the arm down and walk your feet together, squaring your feet off the front of the mat. Okay, now we're going to twist. So we're going to, I'm going to lift my screen up a little bit because you won't need to see my legs. Okay. So from here, your feet are parallel. Toes are pointed in front of you. Let's inhale, reach that right arm up. And if it's not comfortable on your shoulder, just bend the right elbow. And then you're going to cross your right hand over to your left thigh. Your left hand can hold the back of your chair and just gently look over your shoulder. So here's our spinal twist. The key with the spinal twist is we don't want to push too far, and we want to keep our hips square. Just 3 breaths here. And so it's the base of our spine. We're going to just gently untwist, and then the top of the head. So the second side, okay, left hand is going to go to the right outer thigh. Right hand is going to reach for the back of the chair and just very gently rotating your spine from the base of the spine, looking over your right shoulder. Just 3 breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And then from the base of the spine, we're going to just gently untwist. Okay, one more for our thoracic spine. So we've done quite a bit for our lower spine and our legs. So one more for our thoracic spine. What you're going to do is you're going to find the flat part of your fist, and you want your thumbs to extend out. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to bring. We massaged our temples earlier. You're going to just let your flat part of your knuckles be right there at your temples. We want to squeeze our shoulder blades together. So when you squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine, you might find that you get a little extra range of motion and your chest opening. Now, what we're going to do as you exhale, keep your feet flat as best you can. As you exhale, you're going to try and touch your elbows in front of you. And then as you open your elbows, you're going to try to touch your elbows behind you. And if any of you touch your elbows, I want you to come teach. If you touch your elbows behind your back, I want you to come teach a yoga class this summer. So we're going to open and then exhale, fold. We're just do about a minute of this. So go at your own pace. If you want to go slower, if you want to go quicker, just whatever feels best for you. Looks great. About 15 more seconds here. Make sure you're breathing, inhaling one direction, exhaling the other. And so the next time your elbows open, just release your arms to your side and just notice where your hands land. Do they line up more on the sides of your body? Are they more outside your hips? Are they less rounded and forward? Just noticing. So we're going to do one more technique here. So we're going to, this time, we're going to curl our fingers in. So our fingertips are right at the bottom knuckles, the base knuckles. And we want our thumbs to extend out. So this is another really great thing for our upper backs, right? So when we're at the computer, a lot of times we start to, if we're there too long, we start to go here. So this one, and then the next one we're gonna do is really good. So what you're gonna do is you got your knuckles, your fingers curled into the base knuckles. You want your palms to face down, and we're gonna do about 40 circles. First, you're gonna lead from your pinky fingers. So you're just circling back. Leading your pinky fingers, circling your arms back. So as you do these arm circles, you still want to keep squeezing your shoulder blades into the spine, right? And we're still breathing, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. And if anyone is feeling any pain in their neck or their shoulders, just lower your arms down a little bit. Definitely don't want to feel pain. And we've got about 10 more, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your arms lower down by your sides and just notice where your arms land. Would they be more along like your hips or your seam of your pants? If they're still forward, that's okay. We do one more round of that. So curling your finger knuckles in. This time, you're going to rotate your thumbs back. So instead of the palms down, you have the palms up. And we're going to do 40 again. Squeeze your shoulder. And still move your arms. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. So you have full permission to breathe out your mouth. You have full permission to make a sound that calms our nervous system. It takes us out of that flight or fight space or even freeze space, right? That some of us may have been experiencing sometime throughout the last month. So definitely, if you don't get to do any of these postures after this, I encourage you to breathe out your mouth. So we've got 10 more, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We take the palms facing down and then bring those arms down by your side. And just notice, release the fingers. You might even wiggle the fingers and toes here. Just notice. Okay, so one more technique that I want to share with you is a breathing technique, pranayama, and it's called the 6-count breath. And so the 6-count breath is really helpful. Come a little closer. 6-count breath is really helpful to calm the nervous system. They actually, a lot of trainings to calm PTSD or trauma, they'll teach this breath. And all it is inhaling through the nose for 6 counts and exhaling out the mouth for 6 counts. And we're gonna, again, just do 3 rounds. If you love it, you can do a longer practice on your own, but we're gonna just practice 3 rounds together. So what I encourage you to do is just sit comfortably again, shake it out, wiggle around however you need to. If you need to come off your chair and sit on the floor or shift off it, that's fine too. We're not gonna use the chair anymore. Take a moment to close your eyes. And so before we breathe or consciously breathe, we're gonna just set a little space. So what I encourage you to do is focus on that spot at the center of your brain. And once you become aware of that spot in the center of the brain, the yogis call it the third eye, right? We have 2 physical eyes that we see with, right? That's our sympathetic, and then we have our sympathetic, which is the center of our brain. If you can visualize a screen there, right at the center of your brain. And what I'm going to invite you to do is take 6 steps back from that screen, and I want you to just notice what you see now. And some of us might feel really comfortable just staying there, that 6 step back. If that felt good, try 6 more steps back from that screen, from the center of your brain. And just notice maybe what's more available. How does the body feel? Does it feel like there's more space? Does it feel like there's more available to see and feel? Excellent practice if you find yourself staring at a screen for long hours. Just take 6 steps back from the center of your brain and then 6 more steps back. It's from that space where we're going to breathe our 6-count breath. So I invite you to exhale out your mouth completely. Gentle inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out mouth 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale nose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out mouth 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale nose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale out mouth 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can try a couple rounds on your own or just come back to your natural breath and just observe. How are you feeling? Did your awareness move up to that screen again, or were you able to stay back 6 or 12 steps from the screen in the center of your brain? You don't have to rush out of this. If you need to stay in this space a little longer, please do. If you're ready to come out, first, just open your eyes 45 degrees in front of you. Just a soft focus. And then when you're ready, gently lift your eyes up to the horizon. And then slowly let your eyes come back to focus. And when your eyes come back to focus, You might just look to the left, to the right, gently looking to the ceiling, to the earth. You do 1 or 2 eye rotations to the right, 1 or 2 eye rotations to the left, and then gently coming back to focus again. So yeah, thank you so much for letting me share this practice with you. And please let me know if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cindy. I feel
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Good.
We don't
Okay.
have any questions yet in the chat, so if folks would like to type any in there, you're welcome to. Or if you'd like to unmute your microphone here in a second, I have maybe a first question for you, Cindy. So, with having to spend a lot of time doing online workouts in our home, I know for me, one benefit of that though is I've been able to be exposed to other like disciplines and other forms of exercise, and had never really done yoga or Pilates. Um, and so that's been really great, and it's piqued my interest, but there's also so many forms of these like, different disciplines. So I'm wondering, do you have any recommendations for where people can start if they want to do more of this, either looking for things online or maybe classes through your studio?
Absolutely. So one that I highly recommend is called restorative yoga, and it's a super gentle yoga practice. You, um, you at least the way that I teach it, and we teach it at the studio, is we use a bunch of props. So for the at-home classes or the virtual classes, just like we grab, some of you may have grabbed like a pillow or a blanket or a book to put underneath your feet. So we just kind of use whatever you have at home, a belt, a strap, a piece of rope, and we just kind of makeshift what is available. And so what's really great about that is a lot of people will find restorative yoga if they're just coming back to yoga, or maybe they're recovering from an injury or an illness and they want to get back into their practice, but they don't want to get into this super active practice where you're sweating a lot and twisting a lot and going up and down. Um, and also what's really great about restorative is if you learn the breath practices, like the practice that we just practiced, the 6-count breath. We do that one a lot. And it's a slower pace, so you really get to practice feeling and learning different parts of the yoga, like mudras and different meditations and the mantras. So I would recommend restorative yoga. I will say any of the classes that we offer at the space, we try to keep it all levels, and all the instructors offer a lot of modifications. So we really try to have yoga be accessible to everyone. Um, and it's not about the workout. It's we want you to leave feeling better than when you arrived. So if that doesn't happen, we didn't do our job. um, so that is the type of yoga that I would recommend to people that are just starting.
Great. Donna Joy asks, do you offer yoga nidra, Nidra?
Yeah, so we have had a couple people come in and offer the practice. In my restorative practice, when people request the yoga nidra, because it's normally anywhere from 45 minutes to 90-minute class, we'll do like a modified version of it if someone's needing it. But the full like 90-minute to 2-hour practice that it can be, we don't have it specifically on the schedule, but with everything going on, we are shifting and we're adding new classes. Like now we have Pilates and we're bringing dance on and hula hoop on. So if we have people that are interested, if we have 6 people interested, we have space to add, and especially with our outdoor classes right now.
Yeah, but Nidra's awesome. I know you're not supposed to fall asleep in it, but I always do. It's so relaxing.
That's great. Anyone else want to unmute microphone? Feel free to shout out your question. Cindy, I had one more for you. I wondered if you had any other movements for just like eyes and eyesight, um, like you know, looking at objects farther away. Is there any like sequences we can do? You know, just kind of like for our eyes at our desk.
For eye health, yeah. Um, well, definitely, even though it's not like specifically working the eye muscles, the meditation that we did with the screen and just drawing your awareness back, just because so much of our, when we're at the screen and then with the blue light, if we're not wearing the blue light protective glasses, right? Like there's just this like strain that's happening. So just allowing yourself to relax your muscles back, really good. And then just how we came out of that meditation where we looked to the side and up to the ceiling and doing some circles, those are really good to awaken our eye muscles that a lot of times, you know, if we're just looking forward and we're not, and a lot of times we move to see something with our head and we don't always just try our peripheral vision. So that's another practice, is just allow yourself to keep your, if you are going to keep your eyes forward, see if you can see the space around you. But yeah, just up, down, side to side, circles, activate those muscles, increase blood flow circulation. Yeah. Oh.
So thanks, Cindy, for putting some more info in
Yeah.
the chat. Looks like you've got a couple
Yep.
things. You want to just mention those real quick? Outdoor yoga and the yoga festival once
Yeah,
more.
I got a little typo in there. Sorry. I was trying to answer and type. Yeah, so this summer we're offering, we consistently are going to have 3 classes on Saturday. We have an 8 a.m., a 10 a.m., and 11 a.m. Classes at the Sheridan lot, which is located at Sheridan and Irving, right across from that Walgreens there. It's a big outdoor space. I social distance stepped it out. We could safely have 30 people in there and keep them 10 feet apart. But right now we're permitted to just 10, so we're keeping it with that until the city allows us to have more people in. And then we're bringing our other weekly class schedule out there as well, since we're not able to have people in our physical space yet. And then this Saturday, we are doing our Solstice Yoga Festival, which is a 12-hour event. It goes from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's actually, because of social distancing and COVID, it's become a global event. So we have a Swami beaming in from India. We have a medicine woman beaming in from Peru. We have people from different studios throughout the United States, but we also have a lot of teachers and kirtan artists from Chicago. So a lot of local energy there as well. But there's classes on the hour. And right now, if you are interested in going, if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, there's a link there, and you can get a ticket for $17, and that's the artist discount price. And then it's going to go up after tonight. I think it's like to $22 or something like that. But right now we have the artist discount, so you can come and experience, and it's on Zoom, so it's interactive. So if you're wanting to immerse yourself in a lot of yoga for the summer solstice, we have that going on too.
Great. Well, I think we have one more question. And before we get to that, just want to encourage everyone, please support Cindy, support local businesses, do some more yoga, and be well. Also, if you would like to further support Chicago Market, I did want to mention again, we do have a donate feature now available on our website. And so you can go to chicagomarket.coop/donate, I believe. I know Grant will help me out with that Yep, he's on it. So thank you for joining tonight. And so yeah, one more question before we wrap up, Cindy.
Yes.
Grace asks, so her shoulders are super tight after 8 hours of sitting on the computer. Any tips? Maybe, well, certainly some of the moves we did today, but any other advice you might have?
Absolutely. I highly recommend Epsom salt baths. And if you do not have a bathtub, it get a big bowl of water, put a half a cup or a cup of Epsom salt. You can get it. I know they sell it like at the dollar store too. You can get it in the dollar store. You can get it at Walgreens. There's lots of different stores that you can get it. And it's magnesium, and our body stops producing magnesium at the age of 27. So not that anybody here is over the age of 27, but once you reach that age, um, your body stops producing it. And so that's what helps keep it helps our muscles repair. It helps our bones stay strong. It's a really key element. So I would really recommend that. And it also helps keep your body calm and relaxed. It allows your body to have more blood flow circulation. Also, I would just make sure to drink more water. And then the other thing is, it depends on what if you tend to run hot or cold, but like a hot pack, whether it's one of those like buckwheat ones that you put in the microwave and heat and put on your shoulders. Like I know I'll do that. Like if I'm feeling tense and everything that I'm doing is still not working, I'll if I'm doing computer work, I'll lay it on my shoulders. But also ice can be helpful too. And I guess one other thing is I think I've got one over here. Maybe I don't, but a tennis ball. If you have a tennis ball or some sort of ball and put it right at your back between your shoulder blades and either roll on the floor or roll against a wall, it's really helpful. I usually, whenever I'm traveling, I have a tennis ball with me. It's been airline safe, so I would always take it carry on. But that's like your self massage tool. That's something that I would highly recommend. And with the tennis ball, you can even get into the glute, so you can sit on it and you can kind of move your seat around on it to massage out your glutes too. And do more yoga. Join us for yoga. You'll feel a lot better.
Great. Well, thank you, Cindy. So with that, I think I will end the recording and just say thank you to Cindy from Yoga Body Elements for teaching us today. Thank you all for joining, and hope to see you at our next Chicago Market event.